All right, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Adams Brothers Podcast. We are joined here this evening with Mr. Emelio Miller. He is the owner of Sex and Candles, based out of right here in South Florida, Broward County. I believe he's out of Miramar, Florida. And he's going to be joining us here and talking about all of his nice adult products that he sells online. And I met Mr. Emelio last month. So we'd like to welcome Mr. Emelio Miller to the Adams Brothers Podcast. Good afternoon, sir.
How you doing? I thank y'all for having me. You know, this is definitely an honor. We don't take any interview, lightly. We are definitely honored to be here. And we enjoyed meeting you last month at the Black Lux picnic.
Yes, sir.
Which was really, really a good event. As I was saying, the event every year is always awesome. You know, the staff that puts on the event, they're awesome. I never have a complaint working at Black Lux. And I get to meet interesting people like yourself.
Yes, sir. Mm-hmm. Well, like you said, I met you at Black Lux, the Black Lux picnic in Boca Raton last month. And we were talking off air, and man, Black Lux picnic is one of the best picnics that I have ever attended. Man, when I tell you it was clicking on all cylinders, and just the hospitality, man, and to see a bunch of black people with the nice clothes on, and the guys out there with the suits and the hats and the cigars, man, and they had their little picnic table set up, man. I tell you, man, it was 5-star first class.
I say that from a vendor's point of view, it is definitely 5 stars. As I said to you earlier, I never have a complaint. I've been to events where vendors, it's chaotic. When we go there, they have people set up in the right places to guide you through, which makes your vending experience that much better. That's why I've continued to come year after year, because they really take care of their vendors and make us feel like we're part of the event.
Right. That's good.
That's good, man.
We're not out there scrounging for a spot, and everything is just so aligned, and it works out coming in and going out. A lot of times after the event is over, the event planners are gone, and they're like, okay, see y'all later. Just make sure y'all get your stuff and get out of here. So
right.
They're very good at their planning process.
And they were very well organized. The entertainment, the DJs were good, man. And
yes.
They have the little stations set up around the entire perimeter on the outside of the where all the people were set up that had their little picnic table set up, man. And you can go by and stop and take pictures, man. Hats off big to the Black Lux organizers and promoters, man. You guys really hit it out the ballpark with this Black Lux thing here, man.
Yes. They definitely have.
Right. So Emelio, tell us how did you get started with not Black Lux, but Sex and Candles? How did you come up with the name, and what made you decide to start selling these candles, these scented candles?
Adult line candles. Well, what happened was in 2020, I had a friend giving an event, and he started out giving an event in January. And as we went into 2020, we got hit with COVID.
Right.
So he had to cancel his event. Now, what happened was with his event, it was a 10-year anniversary. He wanted to do something that he could put in a grab bag. So I said, hey, I used to do candles with my kids years ago. How about we do a 10th anniversary candle, put it in the bag? Well, the event got canceled. So now I'm sitting here with this candle idea just going through my head. And I'm very spiritual. And I just felt that God was like, I didn't give this to you just for them. This is for you. And I've retired. And in 2020, it was a lot of mental stuff going on. And my therapist said to me, you need to find a hobby. And I said, well, Dad, you got the candles. You like doing the candles. Continue doing the candles. So in the process of doing them, I had to come up with a name. And I knew I needed something catchy because, as I tell people all the time, there's a bunch of candle makers out there.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of them. Everybody's doing their own thing. But I wanted to create my own lane where I didn't have to fight with this one and that one and this. So now when candle makers see me coming to events, they pay me no mind. That's him with them adult candles. Ain't nobody gonna go over there. And then they, at the end of the night, they're like, well, what's in those candles? So it took a lot of planning. And one of the things I realized was when I got the candles, I said, you know what happens when a person is making love, having sex, they want a little bit of light in the room, but not a lot of light in the room.
Right.
So thus came, I said, well, sex and scandals. That was the first name I came up with, sex and scandals. Then I was like, I learned later that any candle sold in the US has to have the word candle on it. So anywhere you go and you look at a candle, the word candle must be on the label. So I was like, hey, sex and candles. And that's how sex and candles came about. Then I had to go into planning, well, what do I think is sexy? So that's how the red bottles came about. The red bottles came about, finding something sexy. Then when you light the candle, as the candle burns, it illuminates a redness in the room. So it gives the room that red light special.
Wow, that's unique. I haven't had the opportunity to burn my candle yet, but man, I didn't know that. That's nice to know.
So I had to really think about it, and I'm big on branding. Branding will make you buy something. It's all in the branding, how it looks, what it looks like. So I had to go into development of what the branding was. So where I was in 2020, this carried me over into 2021 before I could actually launch because, man, you should have seen my place. I had billboards and things all over the place saying, okay, I need to do this. I need to move this. I need to put this here. I went and did a whole line of labeling. And the night before I launched, a friend of mine sent me the new labels that you see here. And I canceled launching, and all the candles that I had made up already, I had to take those labels off and put these new ones on because I like these better. And I wasn't going to launch and then say, oh, I'm changing. I said, nope, you didn't come out yet. Let's put something else. Don't put something out just to put it out. Put it out the right way the first time. So that's how the labeling and the design and everything all came together.
Wow. That's fantastic, man. I was always wondering how you came up with the name because when I was at Black Lux and my friend and I, we were walking around, checking out all the different vendors and everything. And I saw you there. And then I started looking at all these nice candles you got there. And I said, hey, man, let me smell this and that and this and that. And I started smelling different candles. And the one that I picked up, and I have it right here, and I've been telling my brother about it. It is called Dictamize. And man, I smelled this. Yeah. I smelled this candle.
Smells real good.
And I said, man, I gotta have it, man. I gotta have this candle here. And tell us how you came up with the name. Was it one of your hottest sellers at Black Lux?
It was one of my hottest sellers that night. I had one young lady come up and she bought 10 for all her friends.
Oh, wow.
10 candles off the cuff. I was like, 10? I was like, I've never sold one person 10 candles. So it shocked me. But Digmatized is very interesting. I used to work in a prison with females. And I talked to the female one time and I said, all of y'all are in here because of men. And she looked at me and she said, you know something, Mr. Miller? That dick will digmatize you. You will do anything for it. And I just was like, wow. So when I started making them, and digmatize is a masculine scent.
Yes.
That's one of our our mahogany ones. So that's a masculine scent. So when I smelt it, I think that's going to be called digmatized.
Yeah, it smells awesome.
It has a very good smell. It smells like almost like cologne.
Cologne, yes.
It's mixed with a little bit of cologne, men's cologne or something like that. Man, it smells very, very
good.
good.
Is I had a friend call me up and say, listen, I need some of this in a roller bottle so that I could use it as a cologne. I said, yo, I don't do those. He was like, I'll pay you to do mine. So I did one for him. But each candle comes with a unique name and a unique smell. Each candle is inspired by today's headline. You know, Monique just gave an interview last month with Shannon Sharp.
Yep, we saw that.
And she said to Shannon, she said, my husband told me that I'm not a hoe. I just got friendly pussy. So I said, oh, I like that. We're going to take that whole stigmatize away and we're going to do a friendly pussy. So we did, let's see if I can get this here. We did a friendly pussy. So this way, and this one is more of a flowery scent. And I thought to myself, what would you like friendly pussy to smell like? Flowers. I want it to smell like flowers. I think any woman would want it to smell flowery. So that's where that one comes from. Then we got the one when Jada came out with Will, and she said we were caught in an entanglement.
Oh, entanglement.
So I said, wait a minute. We need an entanglement candle for those people that are caught in an entanglement. So entanglement is one of my best sellers. And this one is like a pineapple and spice.
That smells good too. I smelled it. Yes.
This is one of my biggest smellers. Biggest sellers. So in this one, you light this for a couple of seconds and the whole room is lit up. And I tell people all the time that just because it's an 8-ounce candle, don't think it won't light the whole room up. Yeah. You know, I've had people say, I burnt your candles on the first floor of my house and I smelt it upstairs. So we definitely make sure that we scent the whole candle. Yeah. You know, since we've gone into business, everything has inflated. Our oils and our waxes, they've went up. You know, when I first came in, our oils were like maybe $20 a bottle. Now they're up to $37 a bottle. And that's in a matter of a couple of years.
Right.
I have not changed how much oil I put in my candles because I want you to have the experience of getting the candle the way I smelt it, I seen it, I envisioned it. So I don't want you to be shortchanged out of what the vision was. So I've never lessened my oil because it went up. I've just left it the same and say, hey, we're going to bite the bullet because we want to put a quality product out there.
And that's a good thing. That's a good thing.
Well, that's how my customers feel. And that's why they come back, because people look at me and say, well, an 8-ounce candle, you're charging $30 for. And I try to explain to them, one, your candle was handmade. I make each candle by hand. That candle that you have right there was in my hands first. I don't have a company. I don't have nobody else that do them. I sit here by myself and I pour each candle. So that's one thing you're paying for. You're paying for the luxury of having a hand-poured candle. The second thing is you're paying for a scent. You want to smell it. So I guarantee you, when you like that one, you're gonna be like, okay, I see what he means. I smell this through the whole house.
Right.
So
you want something to smell throughout the whole house. That's what you want.
Exactly what you want.
And another thing with scent is this: when you're having a good time and you smell something, and that scent is with you, the next time you smell that scent, it will transport you back to where you was in that moment.
Deja vu.
And the perfect example I use of that is when your mother, when you was younger, and I don't know if your moms did it, but my mother would use Gain detergent. And if somebody used Gain detergent today, it transports me back to my childhood. I remember something from my child. Anything that's connected to a smell will make you remember something. So that's one of the goals for Sex and Candles. I want you to smell it in a good moment. So the next time you smell it, it'll transport you right back to that good moment.
To that deja vu moment.
To that deja vu moment. And you just sitting there like, wow, wow. You know, and nobody else in the room know why you saying wow. If you walk into somebody else's house and smell it, you wow.
Right.
You know, so and you know, I tell people
I got a chance to smell a lot of your candles there. I can't remember all of the names of them. So I know you got Entanglement, and you have Digmatized, and what other ones do you have? And are they your hot sellers as well?
We have WAP. WAP is one of our hot sellers. Let's see. WAP is one of our hot sellers. This is a champagne and strawberry.
I bet that smells good.
What you want WAP to smell like? Champagne and strawberry.
Yeah.
Yes.
We also have our newest one is called Hung. Hung is another masculine scent, and it's in the wood family. Let's see if I can get that up there. Yeah. It's in the wood family. So that's another good one, another masculine scent. We have one that's called Zaddy. Zaddy is a top seller with women. The funny thing with women is women like the masculine scents. Men like the more feminine scents. It's crazy because like Zaddy, women go crazy. I thought the men would like it, be like, oh, this smells masculine. It smells like a cologne. And I always tell the women that Zaddy is a young man. That's what a young man smells like. And then you got Hung, and that's the one that's on Social Security. He's still smelling good, but he's smooth. He's smooth. He's moving in there smooth. So then we have our other one that's a good one of my better sellers is called Eat It. Eat It is more of a with cotton candy. You know, it smells like a candy. It's very fruity. A very popular scent that we sell a lot of. And then our newest one, this one is just flying out of here. This one is, let's see if I get it. Sexcapade. Sexcapade gives you the smell of a high-end hotel. Like you just walked into the Lowe's or one of those. It gives you that hotel smell, that hot, very clean, a very clean smell. Right. So that one is really selling the most. Matter of fact, I can't even lie to you. I done sold out of this so much. I went to look for it for tonight's episode, and I had to go get a jar and put the label on it because I done sold out of them. And I was like, wow, you know, and I make about 30 of them at a time. So when they sell out, and then I got to go back and do it again. Right. We also, one of the other things that we've been blessed to do is we're working with a local playwright. Now Martin, he has a new play that's going to be at the Lauderhill Theater, and it's called The Father's Love. Let's see if I can get that in there. Oh, wait. I done did something. Okay.
Yeah, I saw that. You know, I saw that in my bag. You did stick that in my bag. You were telling me about the play, and I forgot to bring that card with me. I was going to read that off, but I forgot that you did stick that in there. But go ahead. Yes.
Well, A Father's Love is a play that he's putting on at the Lauderhill Theater. And we've been blessed enough to be able to have the official candle. Let's see if we can get it here. I'm doing something wrong. The official candle, the love candle for his play. And we are the official candle for the play. And the candles will be on sale at the theater the night of the play. And he's doing a miraculous job. He just finished sold out in DC. He's doing Lauderhill, and then he's heading out to Atlanta. And he's a local guy right here from South Florida.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Nal is really, really, really a brilliant playwright. You know, even Shelley Garrett has acknowledged him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so you're going to have, matter of fact, in the play, you're going to have Terrell Carter from the Medea, what's the name? This guy, what's his name? Darren Williams from not Moesha. What's the other one? The Parkers, the professor. He's in the play. You got David Tolliver, who's from I can't remember the name of the group, but he's from a group. And so it's a really good play, and we're glad to be involved with the play.
Right.
We're definitely glad to be.
Definitely keep us. And you were telling me that you're going to be attending that play as well. Are you going to have your candles and your little setup there at the play somewhere on site?
Yes, we will be at the play. We will be on site at the play. The love candle right now is the only candle that will be for sale at the play. Because it's part of the play. But besides that, we're going to be at the Triple Expo in July. We're going to be at the Triple Expo down in Miami in July, and that's an all-adult event. And after that, we'll probably be locally in different spots. I know we look forward to doing the Pompano Fall Festival again. I think they changed the name of I think they changed the name of it, but we look forward to doing the Pompano Fall Festival. They're another group of promoters that do a miraculous job in putting on an event. We are also going to be back at Black Lux, so we look forward to that.
Yeah.
So they have another Black Lux this year?
Yeah,
too?
Every year they have a different Black Lux. So this year they had this one, and Bobby
Boca
V was there. Last year was Kiki Wyatt.
Right.
So every year they have someone else there. So next year, I don't know who's going to be there as of yet, but every year they have someone different. The same with Pompano Fall Festival. Every year they have a different artist that comes. So, it's always good. It's good to see our people. And, you were saying how well our people were dressed. When I first went, the first year I went, the way I basically described it was like an event going on in Atlanta. Atlanta does things differently. So when you go to Atlanta, when they say we having an all-white party, everybody shows up in all white.
Right.
You don't have that one person in red. They all, fought. So when I saw our people just looking beautiful, that was something that I was like, I want to be a part of. Right. So,
and we know T-Dog. We know T-Dog. He's a promoter down there with To the Extreme Entertainment.
Okay.
T-Dog is right here from my home city of Deerfield Beach. We grew up with him, so we're very familiar with him and the Pompano Fall Festival.
Let me tell you something. He always treats me with so much love, and he always has me. I don't have a problem when I deal with setting up with him and all. Everything is just, and I love things to just be organized.
Yeah, I
love for it to be put together. So when you go to an event, and I don't know, you will probably figure it out if you ever do live broadcastings from events. You will see how hectic it can be the day of.
Oh, yes.
And people are fighting for spots, and I want this spot. So it helps when the promoters of the event has everything figured out before we get there.
Right.
So they do a very good job.
Right. Hopefully we can get a chance to meet the promoter and he can get us a press pass and we could come there and we could broadcast live, while people are there setting up and, broadcasting on our podcasts and everything.
Yeah, well, he's from your hometown. You hit him up. But I'm sure he would probably be open to it. He's very, when I met T Dog, one of the things that I liked about him was that he was very good with young businesses. He was very helpful in very, helping young businesses come up, because he didn't have to do some of the things that he did, for some of us. Some of us don't have $1 million budgets. So he found a space for those of us that only got the $100 budgets, so he found space for us there, where a lot of events like his event will charge you $1,000, $1,600, $2,000 to sell your products at the event because they know they're bringing in the numbers. But he found a spot for us little businesses. The same as Black Lux Picnic. He found a spot for us little businesses to be able to fit in and get in where we fit in and treated us, hey, come on in here, make this money.
And that's good.
And we're not going to try to gouge in your pockets because, we know that you're small. And that's very important. It's very, we were talking earlier about people making it. And once they get to the top, they shut the elevator down, chop the ladder off. And, and for us little guys, we'll be stuck somewhere trying to make it happen. And everybody knows this economy is not the best.
No, it's not.
So for somebody like myself to sell candles, that's a luxury. Yeah. So people are not running out to buy candles. They're like, so wherever I can get help from, other businesses that help me push me in it's appreciative. And that's why I said tonight, when I came on, I am definitely appreciative of the Adams brothers for even having me on tonight.
Hey man, like we were talking off air, man. We always highlight Black businesses on here, especially during Black History Month. We always highlight Black businesses throughout the year. And of course, when I met you, man, your candles just stuck in my mind, man. And I really wanted to get you on it. I told you right away. I said, man, I want to get you on our podcast, man, to help you get some more exposure because you're really putting out a good product, man. I did buy your product, and you also gave me some contraceptives. Do you make these as well, or are these given to you? It has a QR code in it.
Yes, what I do is I team up with like the Pride Center and Pride Cella, and I work close with the LGBT community. And so what happens is I was able to meet the Pride Lines, that's what it's called. Pride Lines. I was able to meet the director of Pride Lines. And he said to me, hey, why don't you sign up to get a bag of condoms? He said, you could do that. And so he gave me the bag of condoms, and I'm thinking to myself, what are you going to do with these? Well, everybody asks me for a card. They always say, do you have a card? Do you have a card? Well, which better way for you to remember who I am is if I give you 2 condoms, the card in a bag, and here you go. And it's also being responsible.
Yes.
It's part of being responsible. So
it is. And I see this little QR code in there. Is this to your website? Sex and Candles. It has like a man and a woman, a silhouette of a man and a woman that says protection is power, and it has a little QR code you can scan. I'm not sure what that QR code will send you.
No, it'll probably send you to the website of where the contraceptives, where the contraceptives were gotten from, like from Pride Line or something like, because they give me a whole bunch of things to put into a bag and to give out.
Right.
So I'm very appreciative to Pride Line for that.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, man. So definitely, man, we definitely want to stop down to the play. And we're talking about the play that's coming up in Lauderhill, man. And we'd like to coming in and broadcast maybe live, hopefully live from that play, man, and hopefully get that promoter on here to talk to him as well to help him promote his play.
Yeah,
like like y'all brothers help me. I like to pass the help on to other brothers and sisters that are in our community. When we get off here, I'm gonna email him your email address, and he said that he's gonna then email you a press release form or something to the effect. But he's gonna email it over to you, and you'll be able to talk directly to him, and possibly even have him on, because I think that he would be able to better highlight the play. And because it's his love, it's his first love, it's come from within him. So he would be able to push it out there. But we're just happy to have our candles involved. Just to have our candles on set, just to be able to say, hey, we were a part of this. And when you're in the candle business, you realize that, like I said earlier, you have to create your own lanes.
Yes.
I can't be at all the weddings. And I often tell people, we are your bedroom candle, not your grandma's candle, because I'm not looking to be in your living room. I'm looking to be in your bedroom. I want the moments made by my candle. When your baby come, I want them to know that Sexy Candles had a part of that. When you're making the bed, I want Sexy Candles to be a part of that. For you to look back and be like, that was that candle that was burning when you was born. Boy, put that candle away.
It's kind of like that love song, like some the slow jam that you played back in the day. When you want to look back and say, "Hey, man, I remember I made you do on that when I was listening to that song right there."
I want to be
kind of the same thing with these candles here, huh?
Yeah, I want to be the Luther of candles, the Teddy Pendergrass of candles.
Yeah.
I want you to love the candle. I want you to love the moment. I want you to, because it's an experience.
Right.
It's a whole experience.
Right.
So, and that's what I want you to experience with the candles.
Right.
And I always tell people they're an adult line of candles. I know that I'm not for everyone, but everyone is not for me either. So, I get in where I fit in.
Yes. And Emelio, I wanted to ask you a question. How much support do you get from family, friends, and other people that you know?
You get ready to get people hot. You get ready to get people hot. I just had a whole conversation with a brother. I said, I got 4,000 friends on Facebook. My business should never go out of business.
Right.
That's right.
My business should never go out of 4,000 friends, 4,500 to be exact. I got another 4,000 on Instagram. My business should never go out of business.
Yeah.
But it's not the friends and family that are your best supporters. It's strangers. And I'm going to tell you a story real quick.
Oh.
I was working an event, and this woman, she had an accent, and she was a white woman. She came up to me and she said, "Oh my God, I love it. I love it. It's in your face. I love it." And I said, "Thank you." So I'm looking like, wow. So she's like, "Do you own it?" I said, "Yes, it's mine." She said, "No, do you own the name?" I said, "Yes, I own it. It's mine. I got the LLC. I own it." She said, "No, do you have the trademark?" I said, "The trademark?" She said, "You need a trademark so nobody can take what you worked so hard for." And I said, "No, I don't." I said, "I haven't even thought." She said, "Here's my card. Call me Monday morning." This is the God honest truth. I called that lady Monday morning, like she told me to. She said, "Listen, I'm going to do the trademark for you for free.
Wow.
All I want you to do is give me the money to file it." I said, "For free?" She said, "I like what you're doing. I like that you're being sex positive. I like that it's in your face." And no lie, you Google it right now if you want to. Sex and Candles is trademark. Sex and Candles online belongs to me.
That's good.
That's good.
Belongs to me. So when you say support, I didn't know this lady from nowhere. from nowhere. She bought candles, and she then turned around and used her law firm to write my trademark off for me.
That was
and
a blessing.
I said, wow.
Yeah.
That was a true blessing.
Yeah. And like you say,
that
man,
was a blessing.
Yeah, like you say, a lot of your support comes from complete strangers, and that's true. Come from complete strangers. And you would think that your family and your friends would be your number one supporters, and that's down with you like four flat tires. But a lot of the times that's not the case. Fortunately, we didn't run into any of that, because here in our hometown, man, we have mad love here. When we started podcasting, man, they love us and support us like big time here. So we can't say that. Some of the people that we knew had worked into the industry, like at radio stations and everything. When we started out podcasting, they didn't want to help us. They didn't even want to talk to us, man. And I told my brother, I was like, you know what? When we get big and blow up, man, we'll never be like that. So that's why when I saw you and I smelled your candles and I saw your product, how you was putting it out there, I wanted to help you put your product out there so more people can see it. And I hope you make billions of dollars.
Right.
Man, I tell you, you were saying that, and I didn't know you from Adam. So I didn't know you from nowhere. And you came and you said to me, hey, listen, I got a podcast. I want to put you on it. You didn't know me. You didn't know nothing about me. You didn't know where I was from. You said, I want to put you on it. I got friends that got podcasts. Ask them if I got on it. Ask them if I've been on them. I haven't been on them yet.
Right.
So I'm appreciative of strangers, because strangers have blessed me.
Right.
Strangers have seen a vision that the people next to me haven't seen. And I always tell people this. This is what I always tell them. The first time you see Nicki Minaj with my candle and you come running, talk about, oh, that's my friend. Who?
Yeah.
Who you again? Because they don't know you until you on one of them shows. It was one young man that we all hung around. We all knew of him. And he was on one of those fashion shows. He was making fashions. And I knew of him, but you know how you know people through people and from a distance. And I knew him from a distance, but I didn't know him like that. Man, that man got on there. All I seen up and down my timeline, he's my friend. They started posting pictures of this man. I said, man, I ain't never seen. If you showed him that much support before he got on the show, he would have already been big before he got there. And that's how it works, brother. And they'll pull you down. I'm looking right now and just hold up. I'm looking right now at what Puff is going through. Now, I'm not here to say whether he's right or he's wrong.
Right.
But I think we are the last people that should be tearing him down until we get a guilty plea.
Right.
I just told someone in the live that in the chat the other day that the same thing. I'm not here to cast judgment on him, but it's like some of us love seeing another wealthy black person get tore down. It's like the Super Bowl to them.
It's so painful to watch. It's just painful. You sitting there and you watching this. Nothing nowhere has said that this man is guilty.
Yeah.
Everything
and he's entitled to his due process too.
Yeah, everybody is saying these are accusations.
Right.
And I'm like, my grandmother used to have this saying, if you're not the pillow or the bedpost, you don't know what went on. If you wasn't there to see it with your own eyes, you don't know what went on. Because me and you could be in the same room and all three of us can have a different experience.
That's true.
So like I said, I'm not here to say he's guilty or he's not guilty or whatever that man did, and he will answer for it. But at least give him his day in court.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah. He's entitled to that.
And I hate to see my people just tearing them down.
They're celebrating.
Celebrating.
They're celebrating on Twitter, on Instagram. you know, I don't understand the mindset of our people in trying to what are they going to get out of Puffy losing something? I mean, whatever, this man has done a lot for black people. I mean,
one thing that we all have to realize is Puffy will never be broke.
Nope.
So no matter what he goes through with this, he will never be broke.
Right.
You know, his investments is far deeper than what you seeing on all the rest of this other stuff. So watching him go down is not going to be, you know, he's never going to be broke. You know, but I just wish that my people would do better.
Yeah, and he has to also stop putting themselves in these situations where people can take advantage of him. You know, he has to be more smarter than that. You know, when you have money, you have a target on your back.
Always.
You're gonna always have a target on your back, and
brother, it don't even have to be. It doesn't even have to be money. I let a local young man. He's shooting a local what do they call them? One of those series on YouTube. He's shooting one of those reality shows.
Right.
And he wanted to use my backyard because it's set up pretty decent. He wanted to use my backyard and have everybody come over and they were going to celebrate and he was going to film the whole thing. I said, no. Nobody's entering that backyard before they sign a waiver.
Waiver, yeah.
I said, they're not entering that backyard before they sign a waiver. I said, you, your crew, everybody's going to sign a waiver.
Yeah.
You know, I said, because if they fall back there, it's on me.
Right.
You know, and I learned that a long time ago from a friend of mine. I was having parties at my house. People were over drinking. And he said, do you know when they leave your house, if they get in an accident,
you're responsible.
It's your fault.
That's
You're
right.
responsible.
And we don't think about that. I learned
everybody going to sign something to release me from everything for you come here and party and you going to release me from that. So I don't understand. Well, in any case, he has to make better choices, and I pray that from this day forward he does.
Yep.
But
one of our viewers says, stay out of the limelight. Tyrone Hill said, stay out of the limelight. I agree with that. Stay, when you got that much money, go somewhere secluded and deal with only a few people. Now, one thing you was talking about earlier, you was talking about Shannon Sharp. I watch his podcast every Monday, Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And one thing Shannon emphasized on there about he's very suspicious of people, places, and things. He makes that very clear to Ocho on their podcast. And he, like he say, he tries to stay out of the limelight. I mean, the podcast with Cat Williams and others draw him a lot of attention, but that's his media. He has a media company. He's in the media, so he's going to always be in the spotlight. But what he always says is his personal private life, you're not going to see that on Instagram, Facebook, or any of that, unless he's just having fun at First Take or one of the other jobs. But I agree with our viewer, Tyrone Hill said, stay out of the limelight. I mean, I emphasize that to my whole family.
Yeah. And that was one thing about Puff. He loved the limelight. He loved being in the camera. He loved being out
dancing in the videos, like Suge Knight said here 29 years ago.
He loved being in the videos and being up front. It's it's the Donald Trump theory. He became a reality star, and that entertainment field is I think it's intoxicating. For a lot of people. And, because you think about it, there's a lot of people that stay out. I use that young man, Eminem. You never hear anything about him. He stay out of the limelight. He stays out of the way, and you have a lot of, our own people that stay out of the way and, so on and so forth. But
that envy and jealousy too in our community, it's like a contagious rampant spreading disease that can never be controlled. I mean, like I say, you can have money and sometimes people wonder why certain athletes and other entertainers get money and they leave from where our community. Sometimes you have to do that because I hate to say it like this, the first person coming through you over your wall to break in your house gonna most likely look like us.
Unfortunately,
Right.
one of the things that I do with the candle business is I don't close my door on other candle makers.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I have embraced other candle makers. Other candle makers can call me and ask me, hey, how do you do X, Y, and Z? What do you do over here? What do you do? Now, I will tell people all the time, I'm not giving you my recipe,
That's
but
true.
I will lead you in a direction that you need to go in. I often tell people I will help you with branding because branding is a key. That branding is what will make you see my brand somewhere else and say, oh, that's Sex and Candle. The jar can be turned backwards and you'll see the jar and say, oh, that's one of them Sex and Candles. You know, so branding is key. So I often tell other candle makers, hey, even the top, if you look at the top, Sex and Candles is on the top. So even if they take the top off and throw the top somewhere, when somebody pick it up, they're going to see everything on it. They're going to
Sex
see
and
everything.
Candles online, a bedroom candle. That's what it says.
Yes. And got the website on there. Matter of fact, before y'all get rid of me, let me give y'all my Instagram.
Yes,
my
Yeah, I was just gonna say, give us your social media handles and everything.
Yeah, my website is sexandcandlesonline.com. Our Instagram is Sex and Candles Online. Our Twitter is Sex and Candles Online, and our Facebook also Sex and Candles Online. And we just got on Thread, so I was like, I got enough social media, but we got on Thread, and we're Sex and Candles on Thread. So definitely look us up, follow us. We'll keep you posted on new scents coming up. I got a new scent coming out called Ho. Happiness over everything. So I got a whole scent coming out. Right. So, you know, we celebrating it all. Happiness over everything.
Hey, man, and that's what we want to hear, man. Emelio, man, we hope you make billions. Go out and check go out and check him out on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. He's on Twitter now, X, and Sex and Candles Online. I did purchase one of his candles. It's called Dictamize, man, and I'll tell you, man, this is a candle, man, that you guys definitely want to get. He has different scents and everything. So go out and support this brother, man, and we hope you make billions, and we're gonna try and help you make those billions. We're gonna put you on our platform, and when you start making those billions, please come back and talk to us, man. We'd love to talk to you again and see where you started from and where you at.
We just started following you on Twitter.
Thank you. Well, I'm telling you that when it happens, don't worry about it. You be the first one. You know, I got a model, Nadine Simmons. She's a model. She didn't have to do it. Nadine, a sister out of California, and she's a high-end model. She saw me online and ordered a candle and did a whole photo shoot in a mirror for me. And I told her, I said, when my company gets big enough and I'm able to get models, you are definitely going to be in my budget. Yes. I don't care with nobody. You're going to be in my, because you didn't have to do that for me.
That's right.
And she did it.
It's these little things like this that makes a whole lot of difference. And we have a large following. People watch our podcast, man. Again, go out and support this brother, Emelio Miller. He's the owner of Sex and Candles. It's trademarked and everything. Look him up online, man. Emelio, man. Hey, bro, we want to thank you.
Thank you.
For
welcome to come back anytime.
Yeah, for having you on our podcast, man. And I hope it gets shared 1 billion times, man. And you start getting calls out like crazy, man. So good luck to you, man. And thank you for stopping by the Adams Brothers podcast.
Thank you for having me.
Have a good evening.
Same now.
Go out and get this sex and candles, man. I'm telling you, you won't be disappointed. Have a good evening, everyone, and thank you for watching.
Good evening.